Welcome to MLB the Show 24. If you guys are new to the game, new to the MLB the Show community, whatever it may be, my name is your friend Kyle. I'm going to be walking you through how to become a top player in MLB the Show 24. And right now we're focusing on the offense part, all right? These are my hitting tips. I've been a top player since this game became an online game, and I'm sure many can vouch that I am a good person to go to if you're learning to get the hang of this game. Now, I do these hitting tips every year, and the reason I do them every year, opposed to just letting one video be pinned on my thing, is every year there is something different. This year, I decided to wait a few days to kind of get a feel of how the game is, learn what settings I thought are best, and that way I can go over them with you much easier and you can get the hang of things. Now, this first part is going to be for people that are a little bit newer to the game, that may not know what settings to use, may not know what the meta is for this, and may not know what equipment you need. Now, because I feel the equipment is the most important, this year I'm going to go over this first with you guys because you guys need to know. What you see here is my PlayStation 5 controller, and you see I have this, which is called the Control Freak, and I have this under it, which is called a Precision Ring. Now, this is on KONTROLFREEKS.com. You will see I have the link in the description, or we'll have the link pinned on the screen right now. But you guys need Control Freaks for MLB the Show. I don't know how other comp games work, but in order to be an effective hitter in this game, you're gonna want Control Freaks, you're gonna want Precision Rings. They are an absolute lifesaver. I don't have them on my right one, I have them on my left one to aim when I'm hitting, all right? You guys need that, trust me, because it's gonna help you be way more precise, and you're not gonna, it's gonna take away some of the mistakes you would normally make. If you go to KONTROLFREEKS.com, you can use code YFK, and I think it'll get you 10% off, or it's something like that, but you will get a discount. I use the Galaxies. Anything that says Galaxy on it, you could use that, or the CQCs. You really can't go wrong, man, as long as you get a high rise, just to help you be a little bit more precise. So now my settings, we're gonna go over to hitting. We got base running interface. I just leave that on analog. That basically means if you want your guy on first to run, you're gonna aim over there, send him to second. You'll figure that out. But the swing input, got it on buttons. Hitting interface, you're gonna wanna do zone. I don't know what default setting they put it on for you guys. You're gonna wanna do zone. Zone is gonna make it where you have a PCI, and that's gonna be the indicator that you use to aim on the ball in order to hit it the best you could possibly hit it. So I will explain that a little bit more later, but just for now, put it on zone. It may be hard at first, but you gotta grind the hard parts, you know? Pause, holy pause. Anyways, PCI anchor, I just leave that off. I'm gonna teach you how to hit more organically, and then if you feel you need to use the PCI anchor to kind of help cheat yourself in certain areas, you can. I just don't like being biased to a certain area. I like to just be right in the middle so I can move equally to any spot. Plate coverage indicator, that's the PCI. You're gonna have that on. And this is all just kind of personal preference, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna turn this on. I'm gonna have it on Diamonds, Starfighter, no PCI outer, and I'm gonna have it on yellow with 70 opacity. And you can start it out with that, go to custom practice where I'm gonna take you to after this, and you're gonna mess around and see what PCI is more comfortable for you. There is no right or wrong answer to this. It just makes it where you're comfortable, and this is what I'm most comfortable with. PCI fade off, I just leave that off. Guest pitch is irrelevant to online. And vibration, a lot of people like to have it off. I just like having it on because when you hit a tank, it feels really good. Hitting view, I'm gonna have you go to strike zone high, but once again, this is personal preference. You could try it out, try different things. That's just what I'm rocking with right now. I got the in-play view offense at dynamic. That basically just, it's a cool little view. It looks more cinematic. Everything else, just preference. Pitching view, we don't have to go over that yet. Pitching's so hard this year that I am gonna get it down, and I will release a pitching tips video for you guys because this year, the new guys are definitely gonna want that. And basically that is really it for the settings, right? Now, back to the equipment thing. What you're gonna want is to make sure you guys have a monitor with a short response time. My monitor has a 1 millisecond response time. I have an Asus. It wasn't too expensive. I think it's like 130 bucks or something like that. For some of you that might feel expensive, but when you buy it, you're gonna have it for such a long time that it really is a good investment. I would really do it if you want to just maximize your gaming potential. It'll benefit you with any game you play, really. Now what we're gonna do, we are going to go to the custom practice section. What I like to do, I like to just do all-star versus all-star. That way, I know that I'm facing the best pitchers possible, and I can use good hitters because that's what I would be using in any online setting. We're gonna go to Laughing Mountain because that's where I would be playing. So what I'm gonna do right here, I'm gonna hit the big touchpad. I'm gonna press start, practice type. I'm gonna go to batting. All right, so now I'm gonna find a pitcher that I feel I'm most likely to use online. If you guys are new here, I would pick Ohtani because he has a cutter, he has a sinker, and he throws hard. That is the 3 qualities that everybody's looking for in pitchers online. So I'm gonna pick Ohtani, and I'm gonna hit with Juan Soto would be a good guy to hit with. I'm sure against righties he represents the hitting attributes that a lot of the guys you would be using would have. So what they introduced last year is before you would kind of pick, I'm not sure if you could pick what pitches they would throw. You would pick what pitcher, you would pick which batter, and then they would just throw random pitches. Now what you can do, you can pick what pitches they're gonna throw, and you can pick what location they put him in. So if I do this, basically he can throw it anywhere he wants. What I tend to struggle on, or what I used to struggle on until I worked on this, and we can go over this a little later, but this is for the guys that have played the game enough to know their struggles. Let's say you struggle against cutters and sinkers and telling the difference. You can go, I would leave 4-seam on too to really challenge yourself, but you could do, okay, 4-seam, cutter, sinker, and you could only pick inside and outside. And this will make it where, this is on Legend right now. You guys do not want to start out on that. But let's say you are on All-Star, I would put it on Hall of Fame. Let's say you've been playing on Hall of Fame, I would put it on Legend. It'll just get your instincts a lot better. But if I'm on All-Star like this, right? I know that it's gonna be fastballs, sinkers, or cutters on the inside or outside. And that's a good start. Basically, this is gonna help me use my head to decide what it is. I'm gonna be able to tell the difference between sinkers, cutters, fastballs, because I'm gonna get so much practice. And he's gonna be putting it in harder places to hit. Obviously, some of them are gonna be a little bit more on the inside of the strike zone, but they're gonna be on the inside or the outside. They're not gonna be right down the middle. And it's just gonna make it where I'm gonna get in the swing of things and learn how to turn on these or learn how to go the other way with them on the harder pitches to hit for me, right? Now, if you're just getting started, what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you go here. You're gonna go here, you're gonna put all of them on, and you're gonna put all of them in the strike zone. You know, you don't really, I'd rather have you go to custom practice and really practice swinging the bat instead of, you know, taking pitches and everything like that. Obviously, having a good plate discipline is very important for this game, but what you really wanna do is make sure that you know how to time these balls up. That's the most important part by far. As you can see, perfect, that's the best result you could possibly get. We're locked in, we're ready to go, we're having a good time, which means we can go into ranked and absolutely go crazy. But what I want you guys to do if you're new to this game, take a couple minutes to play custom practice before you play ranked. I don't do it anymore because I trust myself that I'm gonna do well enough in game to go crazy. But you know, this could just get your timing right. If I know I'm gonna be playing on Legend because I'm in World Series, I'm gonna go into custom practice, I'm gonna put the settings on Legend, and I'm gonna practice hitting to get warmed up so I don't have to just spend 3 innings looking like against my opponent. So we'll take a couple more swings, kind of go over it, but like I said, you can use this setting, or you could use this this game mode to practice different PCIs. So what I'm gonna do in the middle of this, I'm gonna press start, I'm gonna go to my my settings, and let's say I'm like, okay, I wanna try altitude, and I wanna try no outer PCI. Now I have a smaller target, which helps some people aim, but it also helps some people feel a little bit less confident when they're hitting. You know, the smaller the target, it helps a lot of people. It doesn't really help me. I like having the brackets, so you know, it feels like it's a bigger target, helps me swing with more confidence. So whatever setting you put on in this game, it will be permanent. Not permanent, but until you save it. You won't have to go out of the mode and save it again. And just like I said, you can go here. Wait, let me make sure that's back to normal. And you can go here and try strike zone. I really wouldn't recommend trying anything else. I would only do strike zone or strike zone high. Those are the 2 that I would try, just because they give you the best chance to really read a ball. And I just think they're the 2 best. It's what all the competitive players use. I might need to be on strike zone. Might need to be on strike zone. And I'm not gonna lie to you, one thing that I do really often, if I'm slumping in one camera mode, I go to another one and I try that one. So it's not always the best thing because you can kind of start losing confidence with everything, but it definitely is a good thing. Now, like I said, what I'll do is I'll go to Legend because most of the time I'm gonna be playing on Legend. So what I do is I go on Legend and it's going to be significantly harder. But if you're in practice mode, you might as well do it. You know, if you practice the harder stuff, it'll make the easier modes way easier. So one thing I do want to go over for you now is the PCI anchor. So you're gonna turn this on right here, and basically, let me show you what it is. So I'll keep the dots on so you can see. So using where you're aiming, if you click it, it'll keep your PCI in that spot, right? So now, no matter where I move it, it's put in that spot, and it really messes me up. That's why you're gonna see me mess up a little bit right here. But if I put it up right here, it's gonna be stuck there. So it's gonna help me cheat to the higher pitches. Normally the PCI rests right here. So if it's up here, I would have to aim my PCI up. But some people struggle with these higher ones, so they like to rest their PCI up here. I've seen other people rest it down because they struggle on the lower ones. That helped me just now. Maybe I gotta do that. But I just, my whole MLB the Show career, damn. Wait a second, it's on Legend too. I might need to work with this. The low one's kind of working. All right, it's ruined. But I like to have it in the center so my PCI is equally as far from every pitch. You know, I don't like to be too biased towards one side. It'll make me start guessing what pitches are coming. It'll make me slam my PCI. That's what I like to do. You know, start it in the middle, even on Legend, move down, and just absolutely circumcise a baseball. That's the goal, is just multiple circumcisions. Yeah, we're locked in. On Legend, we're locked in. We're ready to go. I almost want to play a ranked game right now. Now, another good mode that you can do is Challenge of the Week. Not only can you win prizes doing this, which is pretty neat, and it's funny because I've never really ever seriously tried to do a Challenge of the Week, but it'll give you two players. For example, right now it is Tony Stone versus Satchel Paige, and I'll go over it right now with you. You're gonna, what is there to win right here? Oh, you would win, top 100 scores win one of these MLB authenticated autograph prizes. Vlad Jr., Vlad Jr., Vlad Jr. That's pretty cool. That's cool. So you get the cover boy signature. You enter this game mode, and all you're gonna do is practice hitting. And you're gonna try to go as long as you can without getting 3 outs or without striking out. It's something like that. I gotta almost remind myself right now. So now you're gonna practice taking pitches. You're gonna treat this like a real in-game scenario. You don't wanna swing and miss at all. That's what'll mess up your streak. You just wanna put balls in play. The more hits you get, the higher you'll go up in difficulty. You can see the points went up. I have a 3 times multiplier. If you hit extra base hits, hard hit balls, you take pitches. Every good at bat will result in good things. And the foul balls aren't the end of the world. You just do not want to strike out. Striking out's the worst thing you can do. It'll ruin your multiplier. It'll ruin your streak. It'll ruin everything. That's so slow. Like I said, what you can do as you get better, the difficulty will increase. So this will give you a chance to kind of have that competitive feeling while also really practicing hitting. There you go, single, and as you do that, it'll keep going up. Multiplier goes up, points go up. As you can see, the #1 ranked guy has 1,000,000 points right now. So that guy doesn't need hitting tips, most likely. But if you're just putting balls in play, that's all it'll do. See, now it went up to veteran. Now my PCI is gonna get a little bit smaller, pitch speed's gonna get a little bit faster, which usually makes the game a little bit easier for me. I like it when it's a little bit faster, and you know, too slow actually messes with me a little bit. Now, what you can do as if you're kind of struggling on 2 strike counts and you want to make sure that you're not striking out, that's when you can start utilizing contact swing a little bit using circle. I never use it in the actual game because it's just not very good. I also never use power swing. I always use X to swing. Oh, and there we go. I struck out. Now my multiplier goes down. The difficulty goes back down to rookie. and that's how that works. So you guys can also try that if you don't want to ruin your record in ranked, but you also want to, you know, practice against an actual pitcher. So the last thing I want to go over to you guys is approach. I think approach is definitely important because you know, it really has a lot to do with the success that you have with hitting. One thing I like to make sure that I do is work the pitch count of pitchers as much as possible. If you guys have watched the videos in the past, I always say, okay, we're having a 25 pitch inning, a 30 pitch inning. And obviously it's become kind of a meme in here, but I truthfully mean that when I say that, because when you have certain pitchers, these guys are gonna have some of the best pitchers in the game. And as they throw more pitchers, they will get more tired. The PCIs will get bigger for your batters against these pitchers. They're more prone to miss pitches, and they're more prone to, you know, they're gonna end up using up a lot of their bullpen, which is gonna affect them. That is one thing I like to do. So in 3-0 counts, I pretty much never swing. I try to always make sure, unless there's 2 strikes, to not swing at any pitches on the corners, not swing on any pitches that are borderline. If I even have a thought, if it's a strike or a ball, I'm not swinging it. I want to make sure I'm only swinging at balls that I could just smack. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost the swing thought of I'm only swinging at a ball that I think I'm going to hit over 100 miles per hour exit velo. And the only way you can do that is by centering up balls that are, you know, kind of misses in the zone. Obviously, the 2-strike approach, things change. You got to be a little bit more, you know, risky on the pitches you're swinging at. I don't know if risky is the right word, but you got to be a little bit more protective. But yeah, that's honestly my approach, and it works out really well. I draw a lot of walks. I wait for a lot of mistakes, and I think that's what leads to a lot of my success. So that's one thing I go over, and as you guys watch my videos, you will see things that I maybe missed out on saying, but you'll be able to tell kind of how I do things, especially if you go on the Twitch stream. You'll see every pitch of every at-bat, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, make sure you guys leave a comment if you guys have any questions of something that I may not have gone over. I do think I went over all the important things that I think about and the things that make me hit well. But yeah, leave a comment. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll try to get back to you. Or somebody that is in the channel could also give them, the people that have questions, their 2 cents. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope I cleared up some things, and I wish you guys the best of luck this year. Peace.